President Trump doubling down on his threats to take away World Cup games from the Boston area.
He is also doubling down on his attacks on Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. Have a listen.
Yeah, well, Boston has a bad mayor who at least is a reasonable IQ person. Yeah, Boston, she's got 4 areas that are, wrong. And, somebody said, would we think about taking the World Cup away from Boston if they don't straighten it out? And the answer is yes, we have the right to do that with FIFA.
Mayor Wu telling us he does not have the right to do that. Our Jennifer Pignate live outside Gillette, where the matches will be played less than a year from now. Jennifer.
That's right, 30 miles south of Boston here at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Those matches will start in June. And Mayor Wu responding to President Trump today, saying that she is standing 10 toes down for Boston, reiterating that the city and the surrounding area is safe. And she will not bend to the president's wishes or threats. Yesterday in the Oval Office, the president was asked about a recent so-called street takeover in Boston, where a police car was set on fire and teens from Rhode Island arrested. President Trump responded that if the city has unsafe conditions, he would call FIFA to have World Cup matches removed. He previously suggested the same for Los Angeles and New York due to immigration protests there. Here's what Mayor Wu had to say on a podcast this morning regarding the president's comment.
Many months of planning now. Much of it is locked down by contract so that no single person, even if they live in the White House currently, can undo it.
World Cup host cities are contracted with FIFA, not decided by a country's leader, including President Trump, despite his close relationship with FIFA's president. Now, 7 matches are set to be played here at Gillette Stadium, again starting in June. Any contractual changes could face any legal issues. We're live outside of Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Jennifer Pignate, WCVB News Center 5.
Sir, your shape is incredible. How many?
So those two will keep going against each other, man. But I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson. Lord's will is edifying to the Lord's elect. I know Duck and Wu been going at it for a while now, and I didn't even know they was having a World Cup over here. But he gonna use anything he can to try to put his name into something and just try to stir the pot up. Trump unauthorizing CIA to go into Venezuela. We have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela.
But we do begin with the Trump administration's move to give the CIA authority to conduct operations in Venezuela. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. Olivia, thanks for joining us. During today's press conference,
to go into Venezuela. And is there more information you can share about these strikes on the alleged
Well, I can't
drug
do
boats in the
that.
Caribbean?
I authorize for 2 reasons, really. Number one, they have emptied their prisons into the United States of America. They came in through the border. They came in because we had an open border policy. The other thing are drugs. We have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela. And a lot of the Venezuelan drugs come in through the sea, so you get to see that. But we're going to stop them by land also.
Now, Nancy, this is
they're going to stop them by land also. CIA is going to Venezuela. It says ICE uses full-body restraints on the deportees despite safety concerns. As a matter of fact, look at this. As a matter of fact, it's the suit that he
They took me with that bag. That bag they tied my feet and hands to when they broke my finger from here. From here, they broke my hand.
That bag Juan Antonio Pineda is referring to is the RAP, a restraint system used by law enforcement throughout the country.
The RAP is meant to stop a fight, to eliminate the strikes and blows, to make somebody sit comfortably, again, reasonably comfortable, right? It's not a comfortable situation.
But about a dozen people have told the Associated Press that immigration and customs enforcement officers had used it on them or their loved ones, simply for crying or verbally objecting to their deportation.
Yeah, I'm not an immigrant. Get in this rap.
I wouldn't say that that's ICE's overall policy. I don't think that's, because if it was anybody's policy, I'd have a hard time.
You better make your company look good before they blow up your damn company, man. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement putting people in wraps. See, Esau's coming down with great wrath, man.
I'm working with that organization, right? Because that's not the purpose of the rap.
In response to an AP query,
The purpose of the rap is for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Keep it 100.
Assistant Homeland Security Secretary Tricia McLaughlin wrote, "The use of restraints on detainees during deportation flights has been long-standing standard ICE protocol and an
Ooh, she's backing it up. She's saying that the long-standing standard ICE protocol to put your neck down like this, wrapped up with your arms behind your back. I ain't never heard no shit like this, man. I mean, they got shit like this in prison though. When they lock you up, they'll put you in a chair, lock you up to the chair. But this is different, man. I never seen no thing like this. Imagine them putting you in there and then traveling wherever the hell you gotta go. That's tough, man.
Essential measure to ensure the safety and well-being of both detainees and the officers' agents accompanying them.
Well, that's not what the guy said. He said his whole hand got broken because of this device.
An internal watchdog report raised red flags, in part because of concerns about reports of deaths involving the use of the rap by police.
You see? Deaths. Getting put to death by this device.
The AP has identified a dozen fatal cases in the last decade where local police or jailers...
A dozen is 12, okay? So don't think this will kill you, man. This will kill you. People got different types of, what do you call it? Health issues, that's number one. You're putting pressure on the mid-chest right here. That's where your heart is. For them to wrap something around the back of your neck, he knows how to afflict you, man. Even when you look at the crucifixion in Yahweh Shai, how intricate that was. Brothers go into it all the time on how the nailing of your feet and your hands and and how that suffocates you, man. Eventually you get tired to the point where you just suffocate. So Esau, he likes to figure out ways to put you to death in the slowest, most gruesome way possible. Okay? So don't think he doesn't know. He studies these things. That's why he's putting your hands behind your back in a specific, all of it is to put your ass to death, man.
Around the United States use the rap, and autopsies determined that restraint had played a role in the death. But the makers of the rap say there have been no deaths when deployed properly.
And you know he's a fucking liar, man. When deployed properly. This shouldn't be deployed at all. Well, some of y'all deserve this. I'm not gonna lie. Some of y'all, you deserve it. That's what this is for the wicked. All of these things are for the wicked. This is what you're gonna get. Okay, you don't want to repent. You don't want to come to the truth. Well, look at this new device that Esau's gonna put on your ass.
And they made modifications for the device used by ICE.
We created a metal loop in the front so that persons can be handcuffed to the front.
Oh, look how nice he is. See? You see how considerate Esau is?
I can sit here like this. It's almost like I'm folding my hands, listening to a speech or, watching something on TV.
Oh, look at that. You can even wear the wrap when you're watching TV. That's Esau, man. But this is what I really want to get into. Donald Duck. Look at this.
What it would look like in either of the three, any of the three sides, which is right now, I don't know if you can see it. So that's Lady Liberty. Did you ever hear of Lady Liberty? So the sizes would be very different. That is Lady. And this is sort of facing this way. And so this is the direct line. They did this, they didn't do that. So this would be, small, medium, and large. Whichever one will look good. I happen to think the large one's much fun. Why are you shocked?
Now, you might not have noticed it because, you lack wisdom. So you're like, what is that? This right here, I don't know what he calls it, but that right there in his hand is the Ark of Titus, man. Let's look that up, as a matter of fact. Thought that was amazing, showing you it's all about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Ark of Titus. There it goes. Let's go to Wiki. Let's go to Wiki. The Ark of Titus. Italian Arco di Tito, Latin Arcus Titi, is a 1st century AD honorific ark located on the Via Sacra, Rome, just to the southeast of Roman Forum. There it is right here. The Ark of Titus, showing the spoils of Jerusalem, relief on the inside ark. Just to the southeast of Roman Forum. It was constructed in 81 AD by Emperor Domitian. Domitian was a Roman Empire from 81 to 96. Hold on. Why is Domitian and Nerva? Was Domitian and Nerva ruling at the same time? Domitian and Nerva. Because he ruled in 96 AD. No, Domitian and Nerva did not rule at the same time. Nerva became emperor immediately after Domitian was assassinated in 96 AD. Nerva's reign began on September 18th, 96 AD and lasted until his death in January 98 AD. Okay, so right after Domitian, that's when who came in? Nerva. Okay, shortly after the death of his older brother Titus, Roman Emperor from Titus Caesar Vespasian, a member of the Flavian dynasty, Titus succeeded his father Vespasian upon his death, becoming the first Roman emperor ever to succeed a biological father. To commemorate Titus's official deification, that's what they like to do, they deify themselves. Apotheosis, also called divination or deification, is the glorification of a subject to divine levels. That's what they were doing with Charlie Kirk, deifying him. That's what they just made a holiday, October 14th. Let me just verify that. Charlie Kirk Day, October 14th. Okay, Trump declares October 14th as a national holiday. Oh, 11 hours ago. Let me just get this.
How beautiful is that? Remember Charlie down on the patio? He could sit there all night long listening to this.
Yo, Doug cracks me up, man. He's a funny dude. Man. They deified him. Okay. Titus' official deification or consecratio and the victory of Titus altogether with their father Vespasian over the Jewish rebellion in Judea. So he wants to put this in the front of the White House, man. Over the here it is. He's supposed to be working with the Jews to help Gaza and all this, and peace over there for Israeli and all of this. And you're setting up the Ark of Titus in front of the White House. How does that make sense, man? How does that make sense? Please, somebody tell me how that makes sense, man. Clearly, they're not the people. They're not. He knows who they are. He knows who he is. Okay? And he's happy he's ruling over who? Israel, man. He's happy. He's very happy about this. The Jewish rebellion in Judea. Let's read that. The first Jewish-Roman war, 66 to 70 AD, with mop-up operations ending in 73 to 74. Okay? Relief on the Ark of Titus. This is a famous picture of the Romans stealing all the Lord's jewels out of the temple. Edomites. Edom. Let's see if I can zoom on these damn devils. And that's what he wants to put. This is the Romans. This is what he's doing. He's glorifying his spoils. They were happy to go into the temple and take down Israel. Okay? That's what he's glorifying. This is his shame. This is his wickedness. This is his shameful glory. That's what he wants to put here in America, where you guys are at. Right in front of your face. Let you know, yeah, that's us. We rule over you. Yeah, we went into the temple. And guess what? He gonna go into the temple again. He gonna put his device in you again. He just did a video. Brothers are just doing videos right now. 10,000 patients sign up for Elon Musk's Neuralink to be operated on. Okay, AI overview. More than 10,000 people have signed up for Neuralink's patient registry, signaling their interest in receiving a brain-computer interface implant, aka the marketer MOTB. Try to be, code. While this reflects significant public interest, it does not mean 10,000 surgeries have been performed or are imminent. So there's a demand for it. There's a demand for it. Let's see if I can find something. What's this? Neuralink's first study. Is there any videos? How long ago was this? This is February 12th. Nothing on YouTube right now. One day ago, yeah. Let's see what this is. All right, I just hear music. Nope, nothing. Anyways, that's how he's gonna sack your temple again. Okay, that's the real blitz that's underway. Is him going up, running up in you, putting his wicked device inside of you. Okay, the first Jewish Roman. Oh, you got to know about that, man. When he 70 A.D. Okay, the ark contains panels depicting the triumphal procession. Triumphal procession. Roman triumph was a civil ceremony and religious rite of ancient Rome, held to publicly celebrate and sanctify the success of a military commander who had led Roman forces to victory in the service of the state, or in some historical traditions, one who had successfully completed a foreign war. On the day of his triumph, the general wore a crown of laurel and all-purple, gold-embroidered triumphal toga painted toga, regalia that identified him as near divine or near kingly. In some accounts, his face was painted red, perhaps in imitation of Rome's highest and most powerful god, Jupiter. And he tried to do that it's just super profane. He got his meat hanging out. Fucking crazy, man. These devils are they're profane. They're pedophiles, man. Okay. They're just out of their damn minds, man. And they're glorifying themselves right now. In some accounts, his face was painted red, perhaps in imitation of Rome's highest and most powerful god, Jupiter. The general rode in a 4-horse chariot through the streets of Rome in an unarmed procession with his army captives and the spoils of his war at Jupiter's temple. Look at that. Look at Jupiter's temple. Look at that. On the Capitoline Hill, he offered a sacrifice and the tokens of his victory to Jupiter. In Republican tradition, only the Senate could grant a triumph. The origins and development of this honor are obscure. Roman historians themselves placed the first triumph in the mythic past. Republican morality required that the general conduct himself with dignified humility as a mortal citizen who triumphed on behalf of Rome's Senate, people, and gods. Inevitably, the triumph offered the general extraordinary opportunities for self-publicity. Besides its religious and military dimensions, most triumphal celebrations included a range of popular games and entertainments for the Roman masses. So pretty much it represents the victory of Titus with the Jewish rebellion. Okay, the ark contains panels depicting triumphal procession celebrated in 71 AD after the Roman victory, culminating in the fall of Jerusalem. So that's what he's glorifying himself in, man. The fall of the Israelites. This is what today's news, 6:52 p.m. Incredible. President Duck announces plans for a massive new triumphal arc honoring America's 250th, set by the Arlington Memorial Bridge. That's Lady Liberty, which is what's the ancient goddess name? I can't think of her name. What is what is the three gods, Talmud, and the other gods' names? Forgot. Tammuz or something. Tammuz. Not Talmud. Tammuz. I think it was one of three. Tammuz, the Sumerian doings. What's up? Ishtar. Yeah, Ishtar. And I'm thinking about I don't know why I can't think of his name. Nimrod. Okay. Nimrod. What is the story of Nimrod? I forgot how that story went. What is the story of Nimrod with Tammuz and Ishtar? If they can give me. The story of Nimrod, Tammuz, and Ishtar is a legendary, though historically disputed, account of often used to link ancient paganism with later religious traditions. So that's who the Statue of Liberty represents, is Ishtar. It claims that after the death of the king Nimrod, his queen Semiramis, which is another word of saying Ishtar, who was also identified with the goddess Ishtar, declared he had ascended to become the sun god, which is Nimrod. And that's why they worship the sun. He thinks he's the sun. She then claimed her son Tammuz was the reincarnation of Nimrod in divine figure, and she married him. So she married her own. This is what they believe in. She married her own son, thinking that it was Nimrod reincarnated. Tammuz was the reincarnation of Nimrod in a divine figure, and she married him. Tammuz was later killed, often said to be by a wild boar, and his death was mourned, with stories about his resurrection tied to a pagan fertility cult. You either the silly, and this is why they'll kill a kid to worship this dumb shit. They're stupid. They're really dumb, man. They're the dumbest people. That's why they celebrate these wicked ass holidays. Dumb as hell. Out of their mind. So, I just thought that was amazing that show more. So this would be a little, small, medium, and I happen to think the large works better. Okay, let me see if I can find a video on that. Donald Trump wants to build the Ark of Titus in front of the White House. Well, I know he's not calling it that, but recent reports indicate that Donald Trump is considering building a triumphal ark. That's what he calls it. Well, you're not going to be triumphant. You're going to be destroyed, okay, when the Lord returns. All the nations are going to be destroyed, not just Duck and the rest. Everyone who has some form of authority, they're going to be fighting up against the Lord. That's what 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, is about. Revelation 19. Okay, he got judgment coming to him because he's an Edomite. You think you can steal the Lord's jewels and think nothing's going to happen to you? What happened when the Persians came and got they restored the jewels and everything back to Jerusalem? So that's the Lord using the same nations he used before. Tells you in Isaiah the 13th chapter, he going to stir up the spirit of the Medes. Okay. Just like he did with ancient Babylon. Isaiah 13, like 14 or something like that. No, Isaiah 13 and let's go up. Babylon will fall to the Medes. Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Actually, am I thinking of that? I thought it was Isaiah 13 and 17. That's what, yeah, it's going to bring me to Jeremiah 51 and 11. Let's go there real quick. The Medes are the modern day Russians. Jeremiah 51 and 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shells. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Okay? And that's what he's celebrating, that triumphal victory in 70 AD that pushed the southern kingdom out of of Jerusalem. Okay, with a great slaughter. And then he came back, rounded you up years later, working with the heathen. And they're the ones who, these different African nations, these Hamite nations, helped give us up to Esau. Esau was always looking for you, man. He knew it was time. He had prophecy working on his side, so he was revved up. He was revved up. Okay, to come get us back. But I'm in the same spirit. I'm feeling revved up. I'm feeling revved up. You about to get destroyed, man. You're gonna go into captivity this time. And I was just watching D'Angelo. He was dead. I guess he died today or something for pancreatic cancer. 51 years old, man. 51 years old, dying of pancreatic cancer, man. So if you brothers ain't out there, trying to eat better, people think, oh, I'm gonna retire here. You ain't gonna retire here. You ain't gonna make it past 50. If you ain't eating right, if you ain't doing right, you're gonna die, man. You're gonna die. You're not gonna make it to 67. Those days are over with. If you ain't eating, doing right, if we had to sustain here, you ain't making it over 50, man. No way in hell. That's why the Lord you better be hastening the day, man, that the Lord come now. Because ain't no getting past it. If D'Angelo's dying at 51, man, forget about it. And come on, man. Come on, man. Ultimately, I think Amalek is what happens when you make a covenant with death, man. He puts your ass to death whenever he wants. Whenever he wants. He could have said anything. Oh, he brain aneurysm. He could have said anything. Okay? Because this is the devil's playground. He can say whatever the hell he wants. I didn't hear the whole story, but then, who knows? You watch all the conspiracy theorists that come out. The timing of it and how old he was and the day, and they're probably going to his music videos. He died on the day he made his first video. This is why we gotta get the hell up out of here, man. Okay. So the Lord is already raising up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. That's why he's talking about right now sending Ukraine on an offensive. As a matter of fact, Let's see what they're talking about in the news today.
Twisted Tea is a refreshing, hard.
Giving tomahawk missiles to him. But that's so they can hit. Let's see what it says.
Breaking news, the shutdown. The White House threatening more firings now saying more than 10,000 workers could be fired. Tonight, a judge steps in to halt these firings. Late today, President Trump standing by the move and saying, quote, "We got the people that we want being paid." Also, the president is asked about the latest U.S. missile strike on an alleged drug boat off Venezuela and what the president said about potentially striking on land. We'll go to Rachel Scott live at the White House. Also tonight, new and terrifying images emerging from inside Gaza. Hamas fighters appearing to carry out public executions. President Trump tonight saying they must disarm or we will disarm them. The president saying, quote, "As soon as I say the word, Israel could go back in." Ian Panel standing by. In this country, the violent clashes amid these immigration crackdowns. The violent clash in Chicago. Federal agents using tear gas on a crowd of protesters.
Come
Dramatic
on, man.
video
Are you
showing
gonna
Border
talk
Patrol
about
agents
something
chasing a
else
driver,
different?
ramming the car in the middle of a city street. The governor, who has said we did not ask for federal agents, saying, quote, "They need to back off." The prominent surgeon tonight facing chilling allegations, accused of raping a woman at gunpoint. The surgeon claiming he has ties to the NYPD and the Secret Service. But
what? Who the hell is this damn Edomite, man? I'm telling you.
Authorities are now saying about this.
You're a damn doctor. You got money. He knows NYPD. He knows this, that, and the third. And look at the type of shit that he does, man. Pieces of shit. That's exactly what they are, man. Just a damn devil in a high position. And you women, oh, can you give me a Brazilian butt wax? He pulled out a hammer and took it. Crazy, man. And that's what you get for trusting in this damn devil. And you ain't supposed to be doing all these things to your body anyways, man. Crazy, man. Just it blows my mind. You covet to be in a position like them. And look at the type of shit that they do to be in that position. You won't move next to Esau, man. Putting yourself at risk. A lot of y'all are married to Edomites like this. They're going to kill your ass in these last days. They're going to eat you too. They're literally going to eat your ass, man. They're going to eat you, man. That's what they look at. You're just a beast, man. I just did a video on Amalek yesterday talking about how everyone's goyim and he's the only one that's a human. Get the hell out of here, man. He's full of shit. But you're going to find out soon. Since y'all don't like to listen to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you're going to learn.
Tonight. This evening here, our reporting on the economy and what you're paying for everything. Tonight, the cost of a new car. What our reporter discovered at the car lot. What is the average price of a new vehicle in this country? Who can afford it? And what's driving this? Tonight, what could be a landmark case before the Supreme Court. Justices hearing arguments over whether to strike down a key part of the Voting Rights Act. What this could mean for representation in Congress and what the court has signaled already. The parking garage collapsed, the fifth story coming down onto the floors below, crushing cars. Also just in, the concrete grain bin coming down, snapping power lines. Tonight, the breathtaking images from the top of the world, the American climber who just made history. And America Strong tonight, the NFL cheerleader, what she's signing, and one extraordinary surprise tonight.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight with
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, but that's what he's talking about. I thought he was going to say something about the duck and I forgot what I was talking about. Duck was saying something about. What the hell was he talking about today? Donald Trump and Ukraine on the offensive. I think it's something like that. Videos. 3 weeks ago, 12 hours ago, Trump can put Putin out of business. No. Trump informed of coming Ukrainian offensive. It's 3 weeks ago. I saw something on the tube about this, man. It was news. I don't know why they're not talking about that. 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago. Young Turks are talking. The Young Turks are out here talking. What's this? Trump warns if Putin doesn't settle Russian-Ukraine war, it's not going to be good for him. It was something in the news today. I think it was WION. Let me see. Let's go to WION. I think they're the ones who wrote the. We are certainly looking at striking Venezuela 5 hours ago. What the hell? So much going
Stress
on.
keeping you up? Introducing Lemon Balm by Vimergy.
Let me just go here and see if I can find the article. Claims Pambani assured him on Russian oil. No. Nope. I don't know where it is, but basically he was talking about going on the offensive. That's what he was talking about.
Why did you authorize the CIA to go into Venezuela? And is there more information you can share about these strikes on the alleged?
Well, I can't do
drug
that,
in the
but
Caribbean?
I authorized for two reasons, really. Number one, they have emptied their prisons into the United States of America.
I already went over this. He gonna end up striking them. That's gonna be a whole new war front. He stopped 8, but he about to start 8 of them. Venezuela, and who knows what that's gonna bring. Probably Colombia might be on the hit list now after the president came up here and said what he had to say. The Taliban might be another target he might try to get into to stop all of that border crisis. That's 2 right there, or 3. You know, we'll see what's gonna happen with the rest of these nations. I forgot where he said that, but Ukraine offensive, Ukraine offensive. Ukraine offensive. It was literally like Ukraine forces counterattack breakthrough near Orikov, advancing 3 kilometers. And he basically announced, let's go to the news, 1 hour ago, they want to, I don't know where, maybe 1 hour ago. Maybe he might. They want to go offensive, Trump to discuss Ukraine returning war to Russia during meeting with Zelensky. The U.S. President Donald Duck and President Vladimir Zelensky will discuss Ukraine's desire to go offensive in the war against Russia during their upcoming White House meeting, Trump said on October 15th. Zelensky will meet Trump in Washington at the White House invitation on October 17th. The visit marks the leaders' 5th in-person meeting since Duck returned to office in January. Zelensky and Duck last met in New York during the UN General Assembly on September 23rd. And since September 23rd, he's been getting his ass handed to him, man. Multiple drone strikes. He's just been getting his ass handed to him. And I want to even, he wants to escalate. Like, I don't think Putin even is even going hard. He's just sending drones. He got a shit ton of drones. He got a huge workforce behind him. He got China on his side, so he's probably getting these drones shipped in by the dozen, just constantly. As soon as they blow up, he got 12 more already being made. So there's nothing you really can do to stop that except for try to hit some high profile targets. But once you start doing that, it's just going to increase. You know, he already hit Poland up. You know, he might start striking other nations because of the escalation. So there might be battleground, there might be war in other countries within that area, especially in Poland and Belarus said that they're with Putin too. So some of his allies might even start attacking shit. When asked about agenda for Zelensky's impending visit, Duck said they'd be discussing Ukraine's strategy of taking the war back to Russia. That's the last person you want to be taking the war back to, is the bear. Last person. What's that? Revelation 13:2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, so his feet were as the feet of a bear, and that's talking about Russia, man. And your feet are the end of a thing, so that's who's going to destroy him. So coming up against him is not the way you want to go. You know, biblically speaking, even though it's going to happen regardless whether you want to or not. But for those of you who want this place to continue, that's not where you want to go. He shouldn't be going to war with him because biblically, it's going to get him destroyed. Okay, prophecy about Gog and future invasion of Israel. Ezekiel 38. Now, I probably need to do a recap of this chapter because I need to refresh my memory on it. I barely go into this, but I'm going to try Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And we prophesying against him too because he's an Edomite. You know, Gog, meaning mountain, prophetic prince of Rosh. Okay, there's a prophetic prince of Rosh. Rosh in the Hebrew. The A makes it feminine, which is Rasha. Hello. Showing you this all prophecy being fulfilled. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And when you look at Meshach and Tubal, which is in the land of Turkey, you know, these nations, when you go back to Jeremiah 51:11, stirring up the spirit, the kings of the east, it said. Jeremiah 51:11. It's not like he's stirring up that spirit to come up against Babylon. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. So Russia is likened unto a bear in the scriptures. It's likened unto Gog. It's likened unto the Medes, the north. I forgot what scripture. I think Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, they're described of as the, let me see, what does it say? Yeah, for out of the, Jeremiah 50:3, for out of the north there shall come up a nation against her. That's talking about the Medes, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Yeah, they're going to do that by thermonuclear destruction. That's how they're going to depart from this land. Through death, both man and beast. So sometimes, you know, when it's talking about the North Country or the North, it's talking about the Medes, which are prophecies for, not all the time, but there's some prophecies were already fulfilled, but at the same time, he's stirring up that same type of spirit against Babylon. He's putting that spirit of coming up against Babylon on a prince of Rosh. It's a prophetic prince of Rosh, which is Gog. So we think that's Putin. And if it's not him, somebody over there is coming up against this place. Okay, Putin fits it perfectly, in my opinion, but hey, we prophesy in part. We know in part and we prophesy in part. We prophesy in part and we know in part. KJV. I said that backwards. 1 Corinthians 13:9. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. Let's look this up. This verse is part of a larger passage that contrasts the current incomplete human understanding with the future, complete knowledge that will be achieved when that which is perfect has come. It emphasizes that the spiritual gifts of knowledge and prophecy, while valuable now, are temporary and partial compared to the eternal nature of love. So what it's saying is pretty much, let me get in the NLT. What it's pretty much saying is, now our knowledge is partial and incomplete, and even the gift of prophecy reveals only part of the whole picture. So that's the best way of making it as plain as possible. It's showing you that though we do have the spirit, there's every detail is not written. So, having the spirit and understanding the prophecies, you see visions. Oh, okay, so Esau could be going like this way, that way, he could be coming from that way. That's just like a man that's on a tower. He's looking in all directions where the enemy could come in order to fulfill prophecy. When you're standing on your watch, you're seeing the whole landscape of different ways that the enemy can come in. And you're constantly looking. You're just looking, you're just watching. That's how I look at, prophesying in part is you seeing, the enemy's coming. That's what your position is, to know. That's your position is to look for the threat, for the enemies, and warn the people. That's what prophesying in part is. So so everything's not written, but these things are going to come to pass. In Ezekiel 38, this is also being fulfilled simultaneously. Now, sometimes it speaks louder than others. This precept's been speaking every single day, but he's been pretty much the bear's been pretty concentrated in Ukraine. Not too long ago, he kind of overreached and went into Poland a little bit, but he's been pretty much situated there in Ukraine. And now that's about to escalate. So maybe Duck wants to keep him there, but the Lord's going to put hooks into his jaws. He's coming up out of there, man. The Lord's in control of this beast, which is Russia. He's in control of it. Ultimately, he's going to use him to fulfill prophecy over here too. But he's been pretty much busy over there fucking up those Ukrainians. But that's going to end up being escalated. And honestly, I think Ukraine going to switch on America too. Zelensky, all of them. Putin going to give Zelensky a deal he can't refuse. He going to give him a deal he can't refuse, right? And there's going to be a lot of switching of alliances, because the scriptures tell you in Obadiah that they that have eaten that bread, something like that. Obadiah 1 and where is it? Obadiah 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Let me look at this word, confederacy. Confederacy mostly commonly refers to the Confederate States of America the act led to, what does the word confederacy mean? So a confederacy is a union or alliance of groups. So your allies, such as states or people, for a common purpose. Okay, so your allies. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men, let's look this up in the, because how I look at it is, man, they brought you to the point where you're going to be destroyed. They done walked you down. They're already doing it. You know, they're already doing it. They're rocking you to sleep. All this money and resources, it's you know, it's putting a toll on the people. You know, so internally, it's creating a situation. Outside of this place, it's creating a situation, and the allies will help leading you down this road. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. The people that are at peace with you are your allies. You know, you're at peace with pretty much South Korea. Who else? You know, Taiwan. You know, all these other smaller nations. Europe. You know, you're at peace with Europe. Parts of Africa. I don't know who's really on your side in South America. Panama seems to be more aligned with China, Brazil, which is majority of South America, pretty much aligned with China too. Colombia, Venezuela is kind of, they'll fuck with you because they don't want they can't really fuck with you, but they ain't fucking with you either. So it ain't, I don't think Mexico ain't really fucking with you. I mean, Argentina probably, since you just gave them $20 billion. So but they deceived you. They deceived you, man. This is what this is saying. Okay? And prevailed against thee. So they prevailed against deceiving you, man. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. So you just sent $20 billion to Argentina, tax-paying dollars to Argentina. Maybe because you need an ally in that area so you can stage these attacks on different southern countries, you know, to prevent Russia coming through the back door, China, supposedly. We know, according to Psalm, the 83rd chapter, they all confederate against Israel anyways. But at the same time, you know, they're gonna wanna play a part in this, man. Just because Esau runs the whole world, that's not how power works. When someone sees an opportunity, man, they hop on it. That's how power works. You don't be like, hold on, Esau, you're slipping right here. Let me give this power back to you. Nah, man. That's yours, man. That's how power works. Lord just gives you the power, man. And that's what these nations are going to do. Once the Lord decides who he wants to get that power to, they're going to prevail against you, Esau. Okay? They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay? I know I said that weird, but let's get Obadiah 1:7 in Chat GPT. Obadiah 1:7, meaning. You know, it's also prophesied in Revelation, the 17th chapter, that they're going to burn her with fire. So this is another thing. The European nations are going to come up against Babylon, and that's speaking a lot too. Not as much as it was when, in other times. I'm trying to think of the last time this precept was coming out a lot. I think it was over the what do you call it? That pipeline, when the pipeline bursted. Because a lot of these nations need that Russian oil. So that's been a major thing with them, is buying American oil instead of Russian oil. It's cheaper, it's right there, it's easier to get, but you don't want to empower the bear. So that's the dilemma, you know. So they want, and then they don't want to make America mad either, because now you in a messed up position. Now if you need help, and they're not funding you, now you're out there like Zelensky, begging for change so you can, fight back. So you don't have enough power to fight against the bear, and you don't have enough power to go against America. You just right in the middle. But what's going to happen is they're going to turn and join the other side and destroy America. Revelation 17, verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, 10 horns represents these Europe. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So they're going to switch up on her. And they've been eating America's bread too. They've been, ever since the Marshall Plan, after World War II, they helped build up all of Europe. So you always kind of been an ally with them, because their success was pretty much based on America helping them out in that time. But that ain't going to matter, because they're going to have to fulfill prophecy. Revelation 17 and 17, for God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. So he has put their hearts to fulfill his will. Okay, so there's nothing you could do about the Lord's will. He's going to do whatever he pleases to do. Proverbs 20 and 24, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? They don't even understand why they do what they do, but it's going to all play out some way, somehow, in some form or fashion, to fulfill his prophecy. Ezekiel 38, as a matter of fact, let me jump over here. It says the meaning of the verse in Obadiah 1 verse 7. This verse continues Obadiah's prophecy against Edom, the descendants of Esau. It reveals how Edom's allies and friends, nations they trusted, will betray them, leading to their downfall. So here it is, you setting up all this pomp. You got the Ark of Titus at the bottom of the White House, so you can boast about taking down the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He just had another news report saying how he was so what did he say? I gotta find that. I can barely quote half this shit. Trump said it was a passion to deport news. Former President Donald Duck did not say it was a passion to deport news. However, recent news reports have confirmed his plan to use mass deportation of undocumented migrants and other populations as a centerpiece of his second term. Let me see, something about passion. He said it, I think he said it today. News. He said something about it was his passion. Yeah. Trump vows federal surge. Let me see if I can find it. He said it was his, he said something about it was his passion. He's passionate about deporting you.
To crime here. President Trump has once again turned his attention to crime here in the Bay Area. During a White House event this afternoon, he asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to consider San Francisco as the next U.S. city where the National Guard will be deployed.
Oh, shit. San Fran, here they come.
I'm going to be strongly recommending, at the request of government officials, which is always nice, that you start looking at San Francisco. I think we can make San Francisco. There's one of our great cities 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and now it's a mess. And we have great support in San Francisco, so I'd like to recommend that for inclusion, maybe in your next group.
Several San Francisco officials are opposed to a National Guard deployment, including the mayor and the district attorney. According to recent crime stats from California police departments, San Francisco has seen one of the largest overall declines in violent crime in the state compared to last year.
You better get your shit together out there in San Fran. I can't find it. He said something about passion. He was passionate about it, man. I wish I could get his quote on it. I can't find it. But it's all about Israel, man. Long story short. He was... I want to find it. Trump said he was passionate. Passionate. I don't know I spelled passionate. Trump takes swipe at, no. I don't know. He was passionate about crime or something like that. I'll just read the article. I know it's somewhere. It might be here. Donald Duck, speaking in the Oval Office on Wednesday alongside FBI Director Kash Patel, said his administration is going to go into other cities to combat crime. We're going to have a surge of strong, good people, patriots, and they're going to go in. They straighten it all out, Duck said. In the rare event, Patel joined Duck to give a presentation on what they dubbed Operation Summer Heat. Patel talked at length about the thousands of arrests he had said the administration made over the past few months. Let me control F, passion. No matches. If I spelled it wrong. Passion. Trump on Wednesday said the crackdown on crime has become a passion for him. Oh my God, man. This is just hilarious, man. He said it's become a passion for him. Oh, man. I knew he said it, man. You can't make this up. And it's a passion for him. He's building the Ark of Titus at the bottom of the White House. He's telling you it's a passion to deport and lock you up, go into different cities, and come getting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? But the point I'm getting Obadiah is because there's no victory for him, man. There's no victory for him. If he knows about the
for a period of time, but that they should not be indefinite and should have an end point.
But Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson pushed back on the notion of time limits, insisting Congress...
Lock you. But anyways, he said he was passionate about that. Let me just break this down. On all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The word confederacy means a covenant, alliance, or treaty. The nations that once allied with Edom will turn against them and push them out of their own borders. Historically, this happened when Edom's allies, such as Babylon and other surrounding nations, used Edom and then destroyed or displaced them. Wrong. They were displaced back then, though. But this is a future prophecy matching up with, I think, Jeremiah, the 49th chapter. When you look, they're pretty much saying the same thing verbatim. Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. And when you read Obadiah, you'll see that there's parallels to exactly what they're saying. They're not saying the exact same thing, but they're saying the same thing. But if I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is set among unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. So that's another thing. Okay. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. He says that in Obadiah also. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, the pride of thine heart. I'm talking about your military might, the things you've done to get to where you're at. That has deceived you because the Lord ain't judge you for it. Just like it matches up with Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, so therefore the hearts of men are fully set in them to do evil. So when you don't get locked up for your crimes or get punished for it, you just think you can continue to do it. O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, talking about you Caucasians, you dwell in rocks. That's why you build the nation looks like that. Like we just dwelling in clefts of rocks, man. That's why he got these high skyscrapers, because it reminds him of Petra, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. And that says the same thing in Obadiah when you read it. Okay. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Those who once shared peace treaties will betray Edom. And that's what the hell this nigga gets. Because he was doing that with everybody else. Now the Lord's gonna do it to you. All these peace treaties and bullshit like that, you gonna be destroyed, man. Just like you did other people. Just like you did to the Native Americans, it's gonna happen to you. And the Lord's just running it back. He's just running it back, man. What's that? 1 Thessalonians. That's Timothy. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay? When they shall say peace and safety. And, that can happen to Esau too. He might say peace and safety and come with sudden destruction, but everyone he claimed to be at peace with, they might do the same thing to you, Esau. Okay, same thing can apply to you. Okay. Prevailed means they will overpower or outwit Edom. And I was saying the same thing, man. To make you think that you at peace with them, that's how they're going to prevail against you. You're going to think you're at peace with everybody. You think everybody in the Middle East, they're all saying the same thing. Oh, yeah, I was just going into Egypt last night, going to the president. Oh, you're the only one that can do it. Oh, we want to give you the Nobel Peace Prize. I don't know why you didn't win it. I'm going to vote for you. Rocking your dumbass to sleep. Rocking you to sleep. Esau's going to bed out there, man. You think these people give a fuck about you Edomites, man? Are you fucking crazy? All the wars and shit you've done in this world, you think they fucking give a fuck about you? Hell no. Nobody gives a fuck about you, man. What don't you understand? They can't wait to see the devil fall, man. Dumbasses. You're the dumbest nation in the world. And it's going to be manifested to the whole world how stupid Edom is, man. You're the dumbest nation and the scum of the earth. And the Lord showed us how base of a man you really are. You're really fucking dumb, man. You got all this technology, you got all this capability, all this money, but ultimately, you're wicked. And it don't belong to you. Dumbass. Where was I trying to go? Where was I trying to go? There's just so many precepts, man. Edom's political trust and alliances will turn into traps. This shows the vanity of trusting man instead of God. Psalms 118, 8 and 9. Yep. I forgot what precept I was looking for, but they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Eat thy bread, share in your wealth, trade, or hospitality. Eat thy bread is also accepting money from you, like you're doing with Argentina. So this is why I'm saying I think you're gonna get fucked up down there in Southern America. They're gonna fuck you up out there. I can already tell. Argentina, Trump, 20 billion. 2 hours ago. This is somebody that's eating your bread.
Down now, day 4. Back here in the U.S. tonight, the government shutdown. Now, day 14, federal workers fired. And now, with millions of government employees going unpaid, President Trump has announced a $20 billion bailout for Argentina. Democrats tonight blasting the move, saying U.S. taxpayers are now paying for this. Rachel Scott at the White House for us.
Tonight, with the government shutdown stretching into day 14 and with millions of federal workers going on.
Your dumbass can gather $20 billion and give it to a foreign country that just collapsed, but you can't pay your federal workers. You're an idiot. You are so dumb, man. You're done. You are through. There's no way in hell. This is why we say it's the end, man. How long do you think you're gonna sustain doing all this shit? I mean, I don't get it. There's no business in the world that people would work for that you hired a businessman to run a business, and look at how he's running it. He's not paying his workers, but he's taking money and going and investing. That's why all his companies were bankrupt. That's how you become bankrupt, man. What do you think you're gonna tell the people? Oh, we ran out of money. I gotta claim bankruptcy and we gotta start all over. That's not how this is gonna work, man. That's not how it's gonna work. Nah, this is what I'm gonna do. I wish I can do the Trump boy. I'm gonna send $50,000 incentives, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it to ICE agents so people will come work for me instead of paying them, and then we'll give them guns so they can go out in the communities and oppress the people, and then we'll be safe. And you're not gonna he's gonna burn this place down. That's why our elders, apostles and elders say this is Nero, man. Who's Nero? Who is he? What did he do? He burned. Wait, let's find out. What did Nero do? He said narrow, like a narrow line. When the Roman Senator Vindix rebelled, with support from the eventual Roman Emperor Galba, Nero was declared a public enemy and condemned to death in absentia. He fled Rome and on 9 June AD 68 committed suicide. His death sparked a brief period of civil war known as the Year of the Four Emperors. Ooh. Ooh. Imagine that. If the duck kicked the bucket, man, this place is, oh, man. Like, and if it happened, like, in a way where, oh, man. Just imagine that, man. It's about to get ill out here, man. I gotta learn more about Nero, man. That's just a simple Google search. But Nero burned down Rome. There's no evidence that Nero burned Rome. The fire was likely accidental, starting in the shops near the Circus Maximus in 64 AD and spreading quickly due to wind and dry conditions. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't even like through the spirit. You just know, like, while the legend of Nero fiddling while Rome burned is false, the emperor was blamed for starting the fire and was widely rumored to have been negligent, which fueled resentment against him. Nero was also blamed for the fire and used the destruction to his advantage, as he used the cleared land to build his new palace, the Domus Aurea. And look what he's doing with the White House right now. He's doing renovations inside of the White House right now. He's trying to build. He got outside plans to just turn that whole area into Rome. Like, this is Rome all over. So just fitting the role in Nero perfectly. He went to the Philadelphia Superdome when they won last year, or was it this year, beginning of the year, acting like he was an emperor. You know, he got the fentanyl czar. He got Tom Homan, the border czar. He got all these czars. He got a crypto czar. So it's like Rome 2.0 all over again, fitting him perfectly. I forgot what else I want to look up. Yeah, long story short, he burned down Rome. Oh yeah, I wanted to see. Did Nero blame? Oh my God, De Niro. I'm not looking for Robert De Niro, man. Nero blame the Jews for the fire. Emperor Nero blamed Christians, not Jews. Christians are Israelites, for the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. Nero was used the nascent religious sect as a convenient scapegoat to deflect suspicion that he himself had started the fire. The event sparked the first widespread Roman persecution of Christians. So I could see him blaming us for something. Oh, we got to get rid of those Israelites, you know. They're saying that Jesus doesn't love everybody. Doesn't he love everybody, everyone? Yeah, he loves everybody. Well, we need to get rid of them. They're blaspheming. Okay? And you dumbass Christians would do it too, because you're stupid as hell. You're dumb. But hey, it's all part of it. It's all part of the struggle. What precept is that? They will kill some of you thinking they're doing the Lord's work, KJV. John 16. John 6. You know what? That's the spirit. That's the spirit. I needed to study this chapter. John 16 and 1. Yahushua warning. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth good God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. But these have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. So the Lord told us everything. So we know it all. Revelation 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with the Mashiach 1,000 years. So you Christians ain't going to fulfill this prophecy. All right, let me wrap this up. Obadiah. They that eat thy bread had laid a wound under thee. Those who benefited from Edom's prosperity will secretly plot their downfall. They're already doing it. I already see like I said, these different Muslim nations, Islamic nations, constantly, you should get a peace deal. Here it is. He destroyed the Middle East. It's disabled because of him. Oh, yeah, you should get the peace deal. Yeah. Now they're rocking him to sleep. Instead of coming up against them, no, let's feed this dumb ass nigga's ego. And then we'll destroy him later. Big dummy. There's no more wisdom in teaming. Okay, even Edom's close partners or friends will betray them when their time of judgment comes. So it's all playing a part. All of this is playing a part. It's like just a big Debbie fat cake. That's how I look at it. You know, like just a big dummy. Just a dumbass, man. Like literally just an idiot. And they're going to betray his ass. There is none understanding in him. Understanding. Hebrew. Tabana means discernment or wisdom. He can't discern these people don't like him. He think a lot of people like him. He's walking around thinking, why wouldn't they give me the Nobel Peace Prize? What? Why wouldn't they give that to me? He doesn't see. He has no clue. This means Edom will be confused, deceived, and powerless to see the betrayal coming. So it's because of his pride. It's because of your pride, man. Your pride is beyond. It's beyond any. No one has more pride than the damn Edomite, man. And Duck is the manifestation of the most proud. I think he might be the most proud in all of the earth in this time, current time. He hands down got the most. That's him, 100%. Judgment from God has blinded them. Isaiah 47:10. Gotta grab it. I gotta grab it. Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. And that's what he thinks. That's what he be shaking people's head and be pulling them into. Scriptures talk about how he's more stout than his fellows. That's him saying, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come up upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Oh, I'm at peace with everybody. How does this and that? They're all going to be working against you. Everybody. And you're going to be left to fit the bill. I'm sure. I think the elites are going to even leave your ass when they're done with your ass. They're going to leave him out to dry, man. Not all money's good money. Now, you're not supposed to just take any job because it sounds good. Only a fool would do that. Meaning God will take away Edom's wisdom and insight, leaving them defenseless. Then what? What are you going to do now? Oh, shit. Nobody's answering me. No one's calling me. Oh, my God. What am I going to do? When in Rome, do as the Romans. Do what Nero did. Precepts. Psalm 41:9. Yea, my only familiar friend in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me. You're going to feel like how Yahweh Shai felt with Judas Iscariot. His own friend betrayed him. Betrayal by those close to you, just as Edom experienced. And that's what you get. That's what Esau gets. He ate the water, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Beautiful. That's good. That's how you judge the devil properly. Jeremiah 49 verse 16, thy terribleness have deceived thee. In the pride of thine heart, Edom shall be a desolation. Parallel prophecy showing Edom's pride and deceit leading to ruin, showing you Jeremiah 49 matches up with Obadiah. Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. You know, that passion that he got, that's really a perpetual hatred for the nation of Israel. That's why he's setting up these arcs of Titus. Oh, that's what I wanted to get, the water. Trump's renovations to the White House. There was something he said today, 1 month ago. Golden White House makeover. Trump to leave distinctive imprint with $200 million White House. Trump's latest White House renovations include presidential walk of whatever. So he was talking about it today. Oh, I was trying to change the chandeliers out for this, that, and the third. And the Spirit's making him do that. It's really in his heart to renovate and try to make it glorious. Oh, let me finish this Argentina thing, Salakia.
Unpaid. President Trump welcoming his political ally, Argentina's President Javier Milei, to the White House to announce
He gonna eat your bread. He gonna deceive you too. Because are you gonna just be down there with all these other nations surrounding you and think you're gonna help? Come on, man. Make it make sense.
it's a $20 billion bailout for his country.
Argentina is one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever seen. And
$20 billion for Argentina. Where the hell? Argentina just came out of nowhere and he just gives them $20 billion. Meanwhile, your government's been shut down for 13 days, going on 14 tomorrow.
we want to see it succeed. It's very simple.
Oh, you want to see them succeed. Doesn't sound like he wants to make America great, does it? No.
The economic lifeline comes just a month before Argentina's crucial midterm election. The president making it clear his support depends on the outcome.
If he wins, we're staying with him, and if he doesn't win, we're gone.
Democrats seizing.
If he wins, we're staying with him. If he doesn't, then we're gone. So what about the $20 billion? Is he going to reimburse you, or like what happens with that?
On the move, accusing the president of using taxpayer dollars.
So this is like a bet. So this is a bit fucking casino with your money. $20 billion.
To help another country while the U.S. government is shut down.
The overwhelming majority of Americans say we need help with our health care, and they're busy spending $20 billion because Trump seems to really like the leader of Argentina.
Well, hey, I guess I sound like a Democrat right now, but hey, it's both sides though. When they were in office, who were they giving billions of dollars to? Ukraine, Israel, same devil, both of them. Okay, spending your money, doing whatever the hell they want to do with it. That's why Elon Musk, they don't even talk about him with the Doge going in there, showing you how all that money was being spent. So that was years of money being spent like that on both sides.
Democrats say they won't agree to fund the government unless Republicans extend Obamacare subsidies, so insurance costs don't rise for millions. The White House already firing more than 4,000 federal workers, threatening to lay off even more and dismantle programs important to Democrats.
Oh, why? You can just put some money towards it. You find money out of nowhere whenever you need it, but you can't do it for your own people. Foolishness.
Closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So we are closing up Democrat programs that we disagree with, and they're never going to open.
And he just feeds people who listen to that bullshit. I don't care if he was Democrat. I don't care about Republican. I care about you being the biblical Edomite and you're doing exactly what the Lord said you were going to do. You'll be a fucking devil, man. And that's all Edomites, not just him. Okay, but Esau, Edom, and even the elites who are controlling him. They are the Edomites, man. Okay, and they're not here to make you feel good, make you look good. Ain't none of that. Okay, just death, destruction, robbing, stealing, killing. That's it. Until the Lord puts them in captivity.
But again.
At Washington Reagan Airport today, air traffic controllers are sounding the alarm. Peter Lefebvre has been an air traffic controller for nearly 16 years.
Not knowing exactly how I'm going to have childcare for my kids or put gas in the car or pay the next mortgage payment adds a certain level of stress onto an already stressful profession. It's just very difficult.
Right. I can't imagine not getting paid for 2 weeks. It's going on day 14. They haven't been paid in 2 weeks. They're waiting for an IOU. And he's probably fully given over to the American dream, got the house, the kids, the wife. That comes with a functioning society. Okay? So he's hoping Babylon stays because he can't maintain all those things without work, without money coming in. Okay? Just like the government's not spending in areas because it wants to save money. That's your government, man. Your government is under the government of Esau. Okay, this is why we want to arise and depart from this place, because this is not our rest.
David, tonight the Defense Department says it will be redirecting about $8 billion in funds to make sure our military troops do not miss a paycheck tomorrow.
But the military, they're going to get paid. ICE agents, they're going to get paid. Anyone that can hold that power in check, those people are going to get paid. But everyone else, you're expendable. Okay, he don't need you. And that's why he's going to be coming down with great wrath, because not only that, he's going to have AI doing jobs that he don't need you to do. So your rights, your way of life, all of that is compromised. You're done. And you covet the things of this world. You want to be comfortable. You like that shit. Well, guess what? That's going to get your ass killed. Okay? That's going to get you killed, man. You like to be comfortable. You don't want to suffer, right? You don't want to suffer? Oh, well, you're going to be suffering. Suffering is coming to you. Believe that. Famine, death, all of it. It's coming to you.
Millions of other federal workers still going without pay as this shutdown drags on, David.
And members of Congress still getting paid, of course, as you pointed out often, Rachel.
And members of Congress are still getting paid, of course. People that use your money. God's vengeance on Edom for their violence against Israel, the Israelites. Remember what happened in 70 AD, Jewish-Roman wars? You're going to pay for that. Lamentations 4:21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Yeah, this is the time for you to rejoice. Go to the club tomorrow. Go take all your money out of the 401k. Go buy that Corvette you always wanted. Go buy it, go take the trip to Bermuda, Acapulco, Mexico, go all of these places, man. Go have your beers, go drink your vodka and rum. Have fun. Okay? The cup also shall pass through unto thee. The same cup the Israelites had to drink, slavery, being destroyed, proverbs, bywords, being a reproach among the nations, having to go to the enemies for the want of all things. You're going to drink that. Edom's joy at Israel's fall will turn into their own punishment. Yeah, your joy at Israel's fall. Psalm 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, who said, raise it, even to the foundations thereof, even since the ancient time. You're going to look at this word perpetual. It goes into old, too. It's an old hatred. It goes all the way back to the book of Genesis. Even before Esau, back to Cain. Even before Cain, back to being a damn serpent in the garden. But ultimately, it's when he was Esau. But Cain slew his brother Abel, and that's the same spirit that's in these Edomites. Okay? That's the spirit that needs to be arrested. That's the fugitive and the vagabond. That's what Esau is. He got that spirit of a fugitive and a vagabond. He don't belong anywhere. He's not native to anywhere. He's a thief. He's a robber. He's a criminal. He's a nigger. He's the first nigger in the Bible, man. And we found him out. Edom's betrayal against their brother Jacob, Israel, is remembered by God. He remembers everything. King David's telling the Lord to remember, Lord ain't forget any of this shit that he's done. But Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, he's long-suffering. Okay, Obadiah 1 and 7 reveals Edom's downfall through betrayal by her allies. Her. Their pride and misplaced trust in human alliances led to deception, ruin, and confusion. It's both a historical prophecy and a warning about the futility of trusting worldly power over the Most High. And I'm ending right there, Lord's will. This was that.